Yo, what is up guys? Guido here, back again with another mini bike video. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to install upgraded valves and also how to install upgraded valve springs. This video is pretty much going to pertain to both of those because pretty much taking out the valve spring on a Predator 212 pretty much releases the valves. And to install any big high strength valve spring, you're gonna need to take your head off. So this video will pretty much show how to, like I said, change out your valves, or either change out your valve springs. The reason why I'm doing kind of killing two birds with one stone here is I am pretty much going to be installing 26-pound valve springs. And for people that know, you can push and use like your thumb pressure all day trying to get valve springs installed. But the easiest way is just to remove the head and use a valve spring compressor tool, which will pretty much install the valve springs super easily, rather than, using your own pressure and trying to get the valve springs on. So the reason why I'm making this video is since the whole head has to come off and the way it's, pretty much set up, it's going to show you guys how to replace your valves and also your valve springs. So the main thing of this video, like I said, is installing these 26-pound valve springs. But like I said, it's going to show how to remove and reinstall valves and valve springs. And with all this yapping, let's just get straight into the video. The main tool that I'm going to be using in this video, like I already mentioned, is a valve spring compressor. You can pick up these things super cheap on Amazon or Harbor Freight or wherever. I'll leave a link in the description for a really good one that you can get on Amazon. And it's pretty simple, and the video is going to walk you through it. So with all that being said, let's just get straight into it, guys. So you can obviously see our motor sitting here. I'm going to go ahead and just strip this thing down just a little bit. Just so, we can kind of get this stuff going. Obviously, you can see the valve covers all on and stuff like that. So just with some little editing magic, boom, you can see I already got the valve cover off. I got the complete head off of the motor. The push rods are removed. So it's just the bare head. And pretty much I'm actually going to be installing a new head. That's in my mini bike revamp series video. If you haven't watched that series, go ahead and watch it. It's really good. Series that I got put together, but I'm going to be pretty much swapping everything over from this head to the new head. So like I said, it's going to demonstrate everything from the valves to the springs. So let's get into it. So check this out. I'm going to be using this tool. It's a valve spring compressor, and pretty much this will go on the bottom of the valve, and they have different adjustable sizes you can use for either bigger or smaller valve spring retainers. And pretty much what this is going to do is this is actually going to go and compress down on the spring, allowing me to remove those two valve spring retainer clips. And then once that is able to come out, the whole spring, everything can come off, and then my valve can actually drop out so I can switch it on over to my new head. So pretty much it's pretty easy. This just pops onto there, and then this will go in between the valve and the valve spring retainer. So you can see I got this mocked up exactly how it needs to be. So now what I'm going to do is I am just going to gently turn this, and it will slowly compress that spring. You just want to be careful when doing this because it's kind of a tedious process. And just like that, it popped out. There's one of the retainers. And then there is the other one. Now I can loosen this, and you can pretty much see that went and compressed. That went and compressed the spring that's on here. It went and compressed this, so we were able to get our retainers out. And now with this spring off, our valve can slide straight out, just like this. Alright, so it's the same procedure. It's all tightened on there and lined up with the valve on the other side. So now you just have to twist this, and it will slowly compress that valve. And just like that, there's one retainer there. And the other retainer is in there. Just going to loosen this real quick. Alright, so now what I'm doing, since I'm installing these valves into a new head, I'm going to go ahead and just lap them real quick. Now, this doesn't really have to do anything with, this whole video, but if you are installing new valves into a new head or installing new valves or whatnot, say if you're switching over to stainless steel or whatnot, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in the video just so it's, you know, that extra information for you guys. So if you guys are going and doing this, which I highly recommend, lapping your valves, even if you just do a just real quick pass on it, just because you obviously, you know, you don't want to have a leaking valve and you want to have a good seat, you know, on your valve. Because obviously if your valve isn't fully closing or there's some sort of like discrepancy between, you know, the material on the valve to the head, obviously you could have a leak and you're losing performance. So really quick, just how to do this. I have some valve grinding compound. It's literally in the name. I'll also link this in the description below. It's super cheap, and this is really good stuff to use on like lapping a flywheel or whatnot, which I have a video actually in the top right if you want to click on how to re-lap, how to torque and remove a billet flywheel. Go ahead and click that. It's in the top right. This stuff's really good for lapping flywheels, lapping valves. Of course, it's in the name. And pretty much what you do is you just take a little bit of this stuff, make sure it's evenly distributed on the valve itself, and pretty much just install it like you would, except don't install the springs or anything. And either grab it at the back on the valve stem with your hands, or either you can get a suction cup mount. They make a bunch of different tools that you can use, or some people even put the head of the drill on the valve stems, which I don't know if I would necessarily recommend doing that, as long as you're super duper careful and you make sure, you know, you don't bend or scratch your valve stems or anything like that. But pretty much you're just going to spin it back and forth a few times, I would say, just to make sure, you know, that valve grinding compound is evenly distributed, and you'll kind of start to feel it in your hand if there's any resistance or whatnot. And just do it until you think it's, you know, a good amount. And pretty much once that's done, your valves are lapped. Make sure you get some brake cleaner or carb cleaner and clean your valves and your head really good. You obviously don't want the stuff on there. And once you're done with that, you can pretty much just slide up your valve and move on to the next step. And the next step is pretty much just reinstalling the valve springs, pretty much completing the whole valve train. And it's the same process as pretty much removing them with your spring compressor. Now, a lot of people have done this with the head still on the block, and they can put some rope down on the spark plug hole in the cylinder area, just stuff it with a rope so then it's kind of binded and it won't allow the valve to come down, and then you can just use your fingers to press down on that spring and actually get it out that way. But if you're doing anything like 18 pounds and above, I wouldn't recommend wasting your time with that. You're going to hurt your thumbs, and it's just so much easier to just remove the cylinder head like I did in this video. And this video pretty much works, like I said, for anyone that's doing 26-pound valve springs to like 55-foot, you know, pound valve springs or whatnot, that would use a valve spring compressor. And this thing is so cheap, it works wonders. I highly recommend you guys buy it and use it, because obviously you can see how easy this was compared to using my thumbs and compressing it. All right, I'm making sure it's lined up on the valve there, which it is. And now I'm just going to tighten this down. What that's doing is it's compressing the spring, so I can go ahead and slide in my retainer clips here. And you can see I kind of have them lined up in there where they need to go. So now I'm going to loosen this up a little bit, just slowly. And you can see I got those retainers slid in the locking position place that they needed to be. And actually, I'll show you real quick how that works. And pretty much how it works is, this is your valve here, this is your retainer. Your valve spring and your spring retainer here slides on over the valve here. And then you have your two little locking clip retainers here. So pretty much I'll just throw in here, one in here, so you can see on here on the valve stem there's a little indentation, and on this valve retainer there's an indentation. So what happens is it falls down in that indentation and it pretty much locks. You can see how it's sitting there. It'll pretty much lock this in place. So then obviously your retainer is locked onto your valve and your valve stem, and then it can, you know, do its job and stuff like that. So pretty much what you're trying to do is you're just trying to compress the spring so you can get the little the lock retainers lined up on the indentation on the valve stem there. And then once you have done that, you are pretty much ready to go. I'm just going to push down, just test it, make sure it's locked in there, and it is. And boom, the exhaust valve is done. So now we're going to work on the intake side, and it is the same process that I just mentioned. And with that, doing the other side is the exact same process. With all that being done, that is how you install either new valves or new valve springs with a spring compressor. And with all that, get everything slapped together, and boom, everything is reinstalled. And look at this motor. This thing is sick and ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope this helped you guys and gave you some extra information that I don't really, I guess, include in my regular videos amongst the information that I already have, because then it's too much and then the video gets too long. So hopefully this little short video on how to specifically do this one specific job helped you guys, and I hope you guys were able to learn and now have the understanding on how to run a spring compressor. So with all that being said, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and you stay tuned. I have some banger videos coming up that you guys do not want to miss. So with all that being said, peace.